if you have a small business, you have to step back and understand if you're not happy with your clients, if you're not happy with the type of customers that you're talking to or the ones that you're getting, you need to step back and reassess, how are you marketing yourself? Who are your salespeople reaching out to? If everyone is a bottom of the barrel person and they can't afford anything that you do, why in the world are you even talking to them? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Real Business Roundtable. Today, we're going to talk about how to get better clients.
You know, this room is right in the line of where the sun is beating, and we have these wooden curtains. What do you call that? What is that?
Stop it.
What is
Get
that?
some help.
Blinders. The sun it cooks in here.
Shout out to Janet Tizu. Shout out to my mom for getting me this mug. And shout out to a new non-sponsor.
Sponsor.
Lovely, crisp, delicious. Shrubly lemon ginger. Ladies and gentlemen, Shrubly lemon ginger contains apple cider vinegar, carbonated water, aronia juice, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and ginger juice.
Sounds like a fun time.
This is, in my opinion, has apple cider vinegar, ginger, a lot of health benefits. It's good to fight belly fat.
It is refreshing. I can tell you.
Highly recommended. They make a pomegranate flavor.
You can get these at
Whole Foods. Shout out to Jeff Bezos.
You also have an option to get a pomegranate flavor. Wow. Pomegranate. Yes. Good. It's good. It's a good drink. It's refreshing.
Today's episode is called How to Find Better Clients. Now, what is the definition of better? Okay.
Yeah.
It's subjective.
It's super.
Because some people, and depending on your business model, it could be the lower end of the market, the mid-market, the upper tier, and then you have the Greenwich, Connecticut tier. Now, when you're dealing with regular folk, right? Let's go with mid-tier, not low. Mid-tier folks, you're going to get somewhat of a mixed bag because the question is, okay, can this section of the market afford it?
Yeah.
You have to create a perfect profile of your ideal customer that is in line. Excuse me. Find the profile of a customer that is in line with first who you can provide value to, who would benefit from your product or service, who would afford it, who could afford it. That's a big piece. Now, how do you identify if a customer can afford your product or service? Is you kind of get a feel for, so if you're doing B2B, you can look at their sales volume, their industry, the average profit per job or profit per sale. What is the likelihood of, in let's say an example, a company is doing, let's round it off, $1 million. $1 million in gross revenue. You can sort of get an understanding of, okay, where is this company likely at to afford said services or product? So you got to do a little bit of reverse engineering and figuring out, okay, who is my ideal customer? Is it the business that does $1 million a year, or is it the business that does 10, 20, $30 million a year?
I'm in the Golden Triangle near Greenwich Country Club, so I'm not sure it's something you could afford, but just 8 beds, so let's just leave it at that. Yeah, but...
And for you to find the ideal client, or this episode, better clients, it's all based on what you want. If you do want to work with the lower tier, that's fine. But you have to understand, if you work or serve the lower tier, you may run into situations that might not be as desirable if you were working with a more appropriate audience that could afford your product or service.
But yeah, that's why you need that. Like you need that. So
It's a balancing act.
It's called. We have a specific word for it, but I'm blanking on it right now. It's a P something. It's the preferred something, whatever. But whenever you have a service, whatever product, whatever your business may be, you have to have a demographic, and a very specific one. This is the perfect person for me. I mean, you need that in order to advertise. You need that in order to grow. If you're going to people who don't fit that category, that demographic, then you're not going to be doing that well. But how do you get that perfect client? That's kind of the main topic of this.
First and foremost, you need to identify that section of the market, and then you need to identify first, okay, what's important to them?
What's the value?
What's the value? And then if you're going to have a salesperson convey that value and engage that audience directly, or even if you're running, Instagram, Facebook ads, your ad copy, it needs to resonate.
It needs to mirror that.
And make someone go, ooh, I actually relate to that question. Or, let's say a headline is tired of being stuck at $2 million a year. Or tired of your sales being flat every year. You're hitting upon a hot button with somebody that is doing $2 million a year, that's ready to go to 4 and 6
that
and so on.
That fits within that demographic.
Yeah, so like I'm thinking of like us as growth consultants, what we sort of look for is
we have a very specific customer type that we do very well with, that we target very often, and we know their pain points. We know what they struggle with within a market. It could be, competitiveness. It could be stagnance. It could be that they want to sell their company. There's many different pieces, but our value prop, our sales pitch, our whatever revolves around those pain points and those goals. And not only that, but when you find that demographic and you do a really good job, and maybe you find that demographic by doing a really good job for a certain market, for a certain industry, for a certain type of business, if it's numbers, if it's the whatever, then you have case studies in which you can share, and then it's called the snowball. It's like a snowball effect, right? You go out to market with a certain product. You find a good customer, the perfect customer, right? When you find that perfect customer, it starts to, okay, we found it. Oh, good. Let's figure out why they bought it. Oh, this is why they bought it. This is why it's doing well. Snowballing even more. We do it with 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 people. Oh, it's getting bigger. The snowball is getting bigger, rolling it down the hill. And then it just continues to roll into a massive snowball. It's a snowball effect. And that's how you find the perfect customer. Now, if you're a service-based business and you follow kind of like the blue ocean model, that's great. But we're talking about more of a niche. Offering, and we're talking about businesses that may be lacking in growth opportunities, revenue, whatever it may be, because they haven't realized what their demographic is, what that perfect customer is. That's the type of people who are going to take value from this.
I can attest to this. I've actually had meetings with business owners. And they're just like, I don't think I'm a fit. They're like, I don't, so my profiling and my own prospecting sometimes, needs to tighten up a little bit, because I thought, okay, you can look and figure out, okay, this person fits this profile. And sometimes it's not a fit, but to find those better customers, you got to understand first, okay, where are they looking? Where are they focusing? Where do they go? Like if you're selling to the super high-end, very limited high-end luxury market, and you're selling very high-end product or high-end service, like you'll see stuff like in Rob Report, because that market looks at Rob Report Still, the magazine, really high-end shit. Like, you'll open up a Rob Report magazine and you'll see some crazy stuff in there. Like, oh, we got this solid gold widget, and there's only 4 on the planet. Yeah. And there's going to be a display at this museum tonight, and bidding starts at $4 million. $6, $7 million, $8 million, $9 million on the phone. So I hear $10 million, twice sold. And then they got someone with a little hammer. Like, you got that world, that Sotheby's world, right?
Sotheby's, yeah.
Is it Sotheby's?
Yeah.
It's not Sotheby's.
I mean, it could
Sotheby's.
be. I think either way works.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sotheby's.
Sotheby's.
But then you have that high-end market. So those people who sell the high-end, what was the name of the guy with the feather quill?
Oh,
what was the
shit?
Sir Wellington.
Sir Wellington. Shout out to Sir Wellington. He's out there. He's selling $4 million gold widgets.
Yes.
So that
with a hammer, a wooden hammer.
That is that audience, and then you have the lower audience, the really like the bottom of the barrel, which there is a business case to make about finding customers in that, because there's a lot of them.
Let's talk about
more people with less money than with more money. We have to agree on that.
100%. And like back to what you were saying before we jump into the difference is, you know, let's take what's like a big difference. Let's take home building, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you are targeting the more mass market, right? You're building homes that are $400,000, $500,000 to $800,000. Those are the homes that you like to make because you can turn it over quick. You have a process that you can build them fast. Great. That website, that whole digital landscape, the things they say, the way their business is presented across the board is going to look very different than someone who builds 1.5 and up homes, 10 million homes, right? $10 million homes is what I mean. Their entire presence across the board is going to look very different because they want to target a certain audience, and that's very important. Now, this guy over here, John, wants to build the mid-range homes, right?
The split level.
And Sir Hemsworth wants to build the fucking
Sir Wellington,
the $10 million homes. When you look at their things, this one's going to have gold and black and green, and it's going to be emerald, and it's going to, this is our process. And the website may not even have a lot of information because it's like, if you know kind of vibe. But then Mr. John is going to have all the information you're looking for because he's targeting a certain audience. So it's very important, and this goes across the board for fucking food, for hardware, for anything. That's why it's important to know your demographic, because you got to position yourself properly in front of those people in order to get the better customers, the better customer for you.
Yeah, and it's all based on where are your ideal customers looking? Where do they frequent? What do they read? What type of content do they absorb or consume, I should say?
It could be running ads on Meta or going to exotic car shows. That's the difference.
Yeah, and then you could always sponsor the Catalina wine mixer. Shout out to
it's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. Okay.
But one of those ritzy events where everybody wears those big hats and
the Harvard cheese and wine.
If you have a small business, you have to step back and understand, if you're not happy with your clients, if you're not happy with the type of customers that you're talking to or the ones that you're getting, you need to step back and reassess, how are you marketing yourself? Who are your salespeople reaching out to? If everyone is a bottom of the barrel person and they can't afford anything that you do, why in the world are you even talking to them? Not to pass judgment, but if that's not your ideal client, because some people do want to work with the lower end. I'm more, like I said before, 1,000,000 times, is I'm the middle bowl of porridge guy. I like mid-market, regular everyday people. There is no red tape. They want to do better. The drive is there to do better. And that's for me, my business, growth consulting. If you have a small business, you want to grow, okay. But if you fit that mold and you truly want to do better and you can afford to do better, then that is the ideal client for us. Sometimes if someone is really, really big, they won't sometimes appreciate what we do. Oh, hey, we 3x, 4x'd. Oh, yeah, so we 3-4x for someone else that's mid. Oh my God, that's great, right? There's a level of appreciation. So I think that I feel it's better for us to work with someone kind of.
We have a demographic. We have a customer that we like to work with that we're more successful with, and
the appreciation piece is big to me because when I see my team busting their ass and they're doing all this work, and it comes out and it bears fruit and it's good, the appreciation is good feedback back versus a shoulder shrug.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we're in this. At the end of the day, is helping those businesses thrive.
Yeah, and if you gain anything from. We want you to gain information from the show, okay? We want you to learn as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Little bits and things here and there and try to better understand. So if you have a business and you want to find better customers, just remember, go where your typical customer goes. And if you don't know that, do some research. We live in a world of ChatGPT, Google Gemini, what's the other one? Grok.
I mean, Claude,
all
so
that.
many.
Ask it. Just say, hey, I sell a solid gold widget. I sell solid gold forks and spoons. Who would buy these? And it would say, Sir Wellington wants
Sir
the gold.
Helmsworth.
Sir Helmsworth in Greenwich, Connecticut will buy these spoons, and he goes to the Catalina wine mixer.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified every single time we post a new episode. Peace out. See you next time.